Hey everyone, welcome back to That's Life, the podcast by Chase and Greg. If you're watching this right now, you'll notice that I'm wearing my Beats headphones. My Beats, rocking my Beats. That's because I wanted to look more like my counterpart over here. Looks like me, right? It's because it is me. Just Greg and I today. It's not a very funny episode, but it's something that's life for not just Americans, but now apparently the world. More coronavirus updates, but it's more than just what we talked about in that other episode. It's like we're getting into totally new territory right now. It's fucking crazy and it's fucking scary, but it doesn't have to be. If you're just maybe it does have to be. I don't know. No, what I want it to be though is just like an informative piece and a moment for us to like kind of just like talk out how we feel about it, really, because now when we first had that first episode, it wasn't where we are right now, and we're exponentially getting further along in this crazy ass process. Why don't we cut to a clip real quick of the most recent episode of This Week Today, where I talk about specifically the coronavirus and how it's affecting the housing market right now. Don't worry, there will be laughs on this episode, okay? So don't worry, but roll the clip. As if you didn't get enough of the coronavirus in your other news, here we are. We're going to talk about it some more. Now, I'm not a doctor, I just play one on TV. So I'm not going to get into the stuff about how to wash your hands properly or how to, cough without getting it on everyone else. No. I'm just here to give you the full scoop about how it's affecting the economy and more specifically the housing market. I'm assuming over the next couple of weeks, if not months, the stock market will go up, down, and up a little again, then down again, I don't know. People might opt to not go to open houses. They might not want to meet you even in a crowd of 20 more people to discuss a mortgage. Heck, I don't even think people want to leave their homes all that much. But you know what you can do besides play a lot of video games? Thanks to modern technology, you can apply for a refinance from anywhere. So that's pretty much it. I don't know how else we can round out that information other than how I just did. Right now, the housing market is experiencing whatever the economy is, or I shouldn't just say the economy like it's a fucking South Park episode. I should say the stock market is experiencing a lot of volatility, and so is the housing market with rates. Rates are super low right now, as of right now, but they're fluctuating a lot. It's fucking crazy. But we got Greg in the studio. Greg, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
He's in Vegas, where apparently Trump is going to be visiting tomorrow. Explain that a little bit from Greg.
I think actually he's going to be here today, I believe.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, through the rest of the weekend. But this is the point at which he already met, 2 people who have been tested positive for coronavirus now.
Was it 2?
I don't know, because who was it? The secretary for the Brazilian president tested positive for it also after meeting the president. So, I think that makes it 2 now. But anyways, he hasn't been tested. So, and his tower is right next to my mall. So, let's hope he doesn't have it.
Fuck, man. That's fucking. I always talk to you anyway, so I'll be talking to you a lot over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Before we get really into the old quarantine talk, let's talk about something that I found lighten the mood, bring a little levity to the situation. Something that I saw on Lights, Camera, Barstool again. Lights, Camera, Barstool, where are you guys at? We love you, okay? Fucking love us back. God. They posted a hilarious post. They posted a hilarious post. Good one, Chase.
Makes sense.
Where on Instagram, that was, name the top 5 worst Pixar characters. Let me read through them really fast for you. Ooh, the audience vote said the Balloon Jerry from Up is the worst.
Balloon Jerry?
Yeah. What the fuck? That was like the saddest character. How is he the worst? There's Marlin from Finding Nemo was number 2. Mater from Cars was number 3. Dory was 4th on that list from Finding Nemo. And Slinky Dog was 5th. There's a lot of hot takes on that one. Let me keep going, though, real quick. I'll make it fast. Hiccup Horrendous Haddock the Third from How to Train Your Dragon was number 1 for Jack Kennedy. I could see that. I could see what people don't like it. Sid from Toy Story 2 was number 2. Or from Toy Story was number 2.
I expected him to be on there.
Chef Skinner from Ratatouille was number 3. Darla was number 4, Finding Nemo, and Mater again made another list at number 5 for Jack Kennedy. Jeff D.
Really,
Lowe said
Mater?
yeah, I know. The Humans from WALL-E was number 1 from Jeff D. Lowe.
Yeah.
He said Hopper was number 2 from A Bug's Life.
Hopper.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Hang on. I'm going to keep going, and then we'll get into it. Mater made a 3rd list at number 3 for Jeff.
Why?
I don't know. Because it sounds like this all the time.
It's great, though.
I know.
Who voiced him?
Larry the Cable Guy, right?
Okay. I was about to say, yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah. Stinky Pete was number 4, which I believe. I get it. He was the bad guy. And then Jessie from Toy Story was number 5. Yeah, I get it, but I still liked her.
Yeah.
And then Trill Ballins, dude, put Mater as number 1 on his most disliked character. Linguini from Ratatouille, which I get, dude. He was the bitchiest little bitch ass. My God. Dory made another list for number 3. Crush made a list at number 4. And then Heimlich made number 5, the giant caterpillar from Bug's Life.
Dude, what?
Dude, this thing was all sorts of hot takes, and I couldn't not talk about it. I couldn't talk about it to myself in my own brain. I was like, I have to bring it on the podcast. I'm gonna just give you my who the fuck chooses Hopper, dude.
Yeah.
Hopper he was a bad guy. I get it. He was a villain, and he was a piece of shit. But dude, he had so many fucking funny lines in that movie that weren't supposed to be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is he the most hated?
I don't know. And am I missing something from Cars? Like, were the second and third movies, like, did that Mater turn into like a bad character or something? I don't know.
They didn't mention specifically Cars, like 2, 3, or whatever, but Mater, yes, it just says Cars, and he was in all 3 or 3. How many are there? 3? Jennifer, do you know the answer to this?
I don't know. I saw the first one.
I just saw the first one. It was great, and then I heard not so great things about the second one, so I was like, nah.
Yeah.
So, Greg, where do you stand on some of these? I mean, Mater is obviously, I didn't love Mater, but he's not top 5 most hated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What happened with Slinky Dog? Because wasn't there a point where he kind of like went rogue in like one of the movies or something?
Did he? Did Slinky Dog go rogue?
I'm trying to think of why people would pick that. Because, like, why else would you hate Slinky Dog?
Because he was a nothing character, to be honest. He didn't provide any help to the story for the most part.
I mean, they used him as, like, a ladder, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
They used him for all kinds of shit.
I know, they used him for plenty of things.
He's a utility toy.
He's
He's not
a utility guy. Come on, man. Yeah, he's not personnel, he's utility. You fucking... Yeah. He's still kind of necessary into the whole mix. I don't disagree. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, the character I hated least, I had the most like fucking Darla, who only made one person's list. Fishy. That shit makes my blood boil, dude. Oh my god. I hated Dory. I hated Darla. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Marlin wasn't much. I can't lie. Marlin was a very, of course, necessary person in the story. He was like the main character besides Nemo and Dory. But Marlin was also kind of like the annoying, worried dad, little bitch ass.
That's why I understand Dory a little bit.
She was annoying. She was annoying and stupid, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I thought it was funny. But
it made the movie like more frustrating than it needed to be. Because Marlon was like trying to do this thing, and she was just like, "Oh, what? Like, what's going on?" And like,
hi, I'm Dory.
The whole time.
Yeah.
So.
God. Okay. Well, who's your most hated character, Greg? Because I gave you mine. Darla is. I won't give you all 5, but Darla is like numero uno. Most hated Pixar kid. I hate.
Of all Pixar movies, like I have to think that there's probably 5 that don't even end up on those lists that I absolutely hate. Like I'm sure, and it's probably none of those ones that are on the list.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking too. Like Rex,
You know what I mean?
I didn't think Rex was. I think Rex is probably the worst character in all of the Toy Story movies.
But I think there's a difference between because these lists, it almost seems like, okay, well, are we talking about the worst Pixar character, or are we talking about the most useless?
Top 5 worst Pixar characters.
Yeah, if you were to say worthless characters, I would probably agree with you on most of the things that those people said.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for worst characters, I feel like there has to be
I can't believe the audience
more that I would agree more with.
Yeah, I can't believe the audience vote went for Balloon Cherry. I mean, he was a dickhead and all, but
it was like a sweet movie though, you know. He ends up liking the kid and everything.
Yeah, exactly. They have a relationship, and it's beautiful. Him opening up to himself again, dude, sad movie. What movie makes you cry in the first 5 minutes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, that opening was hardcore. But give me an answer. I need to know. Give me a Pixar character.
You know what? I will say either Sid from Toy Story, or I will say what's her face, the girl cowgirl.
Jessie.
Yeah, I'll literally say Jessie because I when it was about Woody and Buzz and all the other toys together, that was cool. And then she came in and it was I don't know. Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Fucked it all up. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a gang, and then the girl has to come and ruin it, like always.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't fully disagree. I just think that she doesn't belong on I don't think she belongs on a top 5. I like her a lot. To be honest, she reminds me of my sister-in-law Harper a lot. I mean, you know Harper.
Yeah, I kind of see that.
But I love Harper. Harps, if you're watching this, which I can with 100% guarantee know that you're not watching this. Love you, dude. But Darla doesn't do it for me in the slightest. She makes me angry. She makes me frustrated. Yeah. Gil also kind of sucked from that little. Oh shit! Sorry. Gil also kind of sucked from that little aquarium. The guy with the. You don't even know, kid.
That is true.
My little finny ass fin.
Yeah.
I like the starfish.
Yeah, he was funny.
Shark bait.
What does he say when he peels off the tank?
Yeah, I forget. He's just giving the news of the day. That
always cracks me up.
We got a live one.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, dude. Oh, fuck. I can't believe how many, the only Bugs Life character, there's 2 Bugs Life characters on this list, and Bugs Life is so massively underrated. If anything, Flick should be on that list. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Flick was a dumbass little bitch ass.
I wouldn't agree with anybody from that movie being on that list at all.
Yeah, I love Bugs Life, dude.
It's so good all around.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
P.T. Flea, you're all fired. when he gets all burned up and they throw the water droplets on him. Oh,
dude,
fuck.
back in when did that movie come out? The late 90s or early 2000s?
Let's do a quick guessing game. When did that movie come out?
I'm gonna say 1997.
I think 99. Here we go. I'm looking it up right now.
I was gonna guess 98, 97 or 98.
98. We were both wrong.
Look at that.
Yep, 1998.
Yeah. So, but I think the year after that movie came out, or maybe it was the same year, they had the computer game that came out. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I remember that computer game.
Computer game was the best, dude. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that's so weird. What weird shit you remember. Well, that's a good segue into what I want to talk about, because if you have Bugs Life on PlayStation, you can still play that all you want while we are under quarantine. Yeah, I just made that transition. Watch me. I'll do it again. Greg, as of right now, do you have stats up? I can look them up really quick on how many people have died and how many people are infected.
I don't know exactly, no.
Let's look up the live updates right now. I'm going to click on, I got New York Times right now. Hopefully they can give us a number on something that's happening. Give me a number.
Yeah, so for our listeners, update of what's going on right now as we film this. People are grabbing TP off the shelves. There's no more TP left. So if you're out, you're out. There's no more hand soap at the stores. Nobody's buying dish soap, though. So if you need dish soap, you got plenty of that, which does the same thing as regular soap. Yeah, so I don't know why people are being such idiots about this.
Yeah.
There's no more hand sanitizer. There's no more isopropyl alcohol. So yeah,
I don't know how much I trust this, but I got numbers for you. All right, as of right now, and by the way, Greg. I think you and I agreed on this. I think this episode will air in 2 weeks from now, and we're filming this on the 12th. So that means by the time this episode airs, it will be the 20. If I can make it happen on the 25th, that'll be Wednesday. If I can make it happen on Wednesday, the 25th, it'll happen. Otherwise, it'll be 25th or 26th. Not really sure where we're going to be at in terms of where we're working and what I'm going to be able to do. But that's 2 weeks from now. As of right now, on March 12th, 134,521 cases, 4,970 deaths. All right, 68,927. It's not how you read numbers. 68,927 people have recovered. So those are the numbers we're currently at right now. As we continue to move forward, right, as at this point, we have China is under like a draconian style fucking lockdown, quarantine. Italy is under just today they announced that they're going to get, they are already under quarantine, but like they're getting under like hardcore quarantine. They're like closing down restaurants, closing down bars. Like they used to be able to like go and like at lunchtime, I think it was. If you were in the afternoon, you could go to lunch there, but otherwise you had to stay home. Like that was it. You go to work, you get your food, that's it, you're home. And then they just upped the ante to like, you either go get to the restaurant, necessary workplaces, go home. That's it. Greg, what do you are we gonna quarantine ourselves here in San Diego? Fuck. Are we gonna quarantine ourselves here in the United States? What are your thoughts on that?
I think the next few weeks are going to be the real telltale signs of like whether we're going to be doing that or not. I think with the spread of the cases so far and how many cases there have been in the United States so far, I think it's looking like it's going to be a quarantine kind of a situation where we're working from home and, nothing else is going to be open for a while.
Oh,
but, that all has to do with what people end up doing within these next couple of weeks. If people kind of take it easy and stay home and, are good about their hygiene like they're supposed to be doing their whole entire lives, not just this, fucking epidemic that's going on.
True.
We'll probably be fine. But if people keep going around like Rudy Gobert, like they just postponed the NBA season because he had the coronavirus and he tested positive for it. And that was after he had been joking at a press conference and touching all the mics and shit. Like, people aren't taking this seriously, and then it bites them in the ass.
I know, man.
And, now...
it's fucking scary for a lot of people. Oh, Donovan Mitchell is the other one?
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, one of the other teammates now has it. It's
the Arsenal manager, just right before we started filming this, the Arsenal manager just tested positive. If you guys like Premier League soccer. Yeah. So it's happening to not just like... It's a poor people thing or old people thing. Like it's happening to fucking everyone, dude. And I think we're past that point. I'm curious to see where this episode, how truthful or correct we are in this future episode. I can tell you with like almost 100% certainty that in my opinion, we are already headed to a quarantine without people actually saying it. Like I can almost almost guarantee with 100% certainty that Trump never comes out and says, we're going to quarantine. What's going to happen is it's going to be one of those top-down things where, like, work's going to be like, hey, by the way, we're going to, like, split working from home. Like, team one's going to come into work for 1 week, and then the next is going to be like that, and blah, blah, blah. And then there's going to be another one where he's like, you know what, everyone's working from home. You know what I mean? And then they're going to be like, okay, everyone, it's not going to be like one fell swoop of being like, we're under quarantine. You know what I mean? This is going to come in layers, and before you know it, in a matter of, you're right, I think 2 weeks at maximum. I shit you not. 2 weeks at maximum, because Americans panic apparently harder than other countries do. Not for bad reason. Panic is definitely not what we should be doing, but the panic and hysteria right now is bad enough to be like, for me to be like, I think for sure that by the time this fucking episode airs, we will have folded it down a little bit more and a little bit more, and it will be a quarantine without having had the president come on and go, we're gonna quarantine. This is what we're doing. We're gonna quarantine. You know what I mean? He's not. I don't think it's gonna happen like that. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
No,
so.
I mean, that's a really good point. This reminds me a lot of like the global warming issue, of how like we know it's there, we know there's things that we can do about it.
Oh my God! Thank you for saying that.
Nobody's gonna fucking step up and like actually make some kind of effort to stop this thing while like we have the chance. Like we're just gonna kind of let it go and see, if it ends up taking off.
If we have to roll it back, we will. Otherwise, we're not going to.
Yeah. And then at the very end, then we'll snap and finally take control of it.
Yeah, when it's almost too late.
Because I mean, he was on TV the other day talking about how they have all kinds of tests and how they're perfect. And like, we don't have any test kits. We don't have
the test
jack
kits
shit
that we were told,
right now that we can give people that like we're not going to get any results in 3 days.
And it's
like
costing us. It's like costing people out of pocket like hundreds, if not a couple $1,000s to get tested.
Yeah,
that's
and
fucking
it's
crazy.
funny because in other countries, I can't remember. I think it was in Italy. I believe it was Italy. I could be wrong on that, but they had a drive-through testing center. Did you see that?
No, tell me more. That's amazing.
They had a place where they had people dressed up in suits and masks and everything, so they were protected, and you could go through and do a drive-through test. They would swab your nose, swab your mouth, and everything, but you don't even get out of the car. Like you literally stay in the car, drive through. So you don't infect anybody else. There's no cross-contamination, anything like that, and then you get your test results in 2 to 3 days.
Seems long. And I've heard some places that are getting their test results back pretty quick, and those places were like in Africa.
I'm sure that's true, but this is a drive-through thing where they're testing thousands of people.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at least they're doing that, and at least that is some kind of control. Like, what do we have here? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
we do.
Jack shit.
All I've seen on Twitter is, and I don't want to be like social media is the answer, but I am getting honest looks at what seems to be honest looks at people who are like, I'm trying to figure out how to get tested right now, and they tell me to call this number, and then they tell me to call this number, and I call back that same number, and it's just like a big fucking circle of not getting tested.
Yeah, there's no test.
It's wild.
I mean, there's literally it's ridiculous. So I mean, that's why I think that there's probably going to be a quarantine, is because they're not. I mean, they have this coronavirus task force that they have supposedly, but it doesn't seem like they're really doing anything. They're just reporting on it.
I can't.
They're literally just reporting on it. They're not doing anything.
That's what's crazy to me. The most that's been done thus far, and again, this could be what I said earlier, is a top-down thing, because task force might not come out and say these things exactly. Because imagine if task force came out and was like, no MLB for 2 weeks at least in the opening for the opening part of the season. No NBA, no NHL, no March Madness. We're canceling March Madness. Because to me, what it seems like is happening is like these private entities, the NFL, these sports entities, are like, fuck it, no more fans. And they're like, you know what, fuck it, suspension for sure, indefinitely, for at least 30 days. Like, we're just putting it there. It's crazy to me that like we're seeing more. We're just seeing like easier made decisions. Like, all right, we're just doing it. That's the safe thing to do. It's the safe thing for our players. The safe thing for the families that work for us. Suspension, and it's crazy to me that like this amazing task force of fucking Pence and Co. Where the hell are they right now?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about the NBA and the NHL and the MLB and the LPGA and all the other people that are suspending their seasons, like, they're doing that from straight up common sense. Like, I mean, a lot of the states are already outlawing groups of 1,000 people or more.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You're in Nevada. What's the rule there?
Here, I'm not sure if they actually made that a state law yet. Or like whatever it's called now, an epidemic law or whatever. I don't think they've made that call here yet, because there's only 2 known cases so far, I believe, in Nevada. But I mean, either way, like, I think it's a great idea to not have that going on.
Large congregations of people.
I know that's not a rule so far in Nevada, because 311 Day's been going on. So I
guess that's true. Shit.
Yeah, so that definitely isn't true.
We should have both known that. Happy 311 Day. That was yesterday.
Yeah,
But yeah.
So they don't have that here supposedly, but
Here
I
in
think it's a good
California, they
idea to
do.
have that law. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to have that rule in effect. And I mean, obviously, with sports events like that's a given that you just if that's
Massive
what's going on
congregation,
in the
dude.
state, yeah, you
Yeah.
just cut that shit. Cut the cord real quick.
Yeah. Why
So I mean,
let it get
I know.
bad?
Yeah, and I know people are like mad about that they have season tickets or whatever, but it's like it's suspended. I'm sure you're going to be able to go to the games later. Like, just deal with it. It's better than getting
yeah,
the coronavirus.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude,
just deal with it. It's so stupid. And then like the other thing is that they have this rule about the 1,000 people gatherings, and then they say, oh, we're going to cut all the classes for this week and do all online classes, and then all the kids throw a giant rager in the street and there's 2,000 people there.
Hella dumb.
And it's like,
hella dumb.
do you not understand why these things are in effect? It's so that you
they still have that mentality of like, yeah, only like 0.1% die.
Yeah,
like
we're fucking invincible.
Dude, enjoy getting pneumonia.
Yeah, it's
that
so
sounds
stupid.
fucking awful. I've never had pneumonia, and it sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I mean, that's why in the next 2 weeks before this comes out, we'll see what happens. Yeah. But I'm not expecting this to go on a decline. It's going to be.
Oh, dude, it's going to get. I don't want to freak viewer. I mean, by the time this happens, you will have already understood where I'm coming from. But this is going to get much worse. Like a lot worse before it gets any better.
And what I don't think people understand either is that you obviously don't know for almost 5 days that you have any symptoms at all.
Yeah, that sucks. That's
the one
that
because people are panicking, they're running to the store and buying all kinds of shit that they don't need, like toilet paper. And then that means more foot traffic through the stores, which means more people are touching shit, which means more people are going to be infected if somebody is infected going through the store.
I know.
So it's like all common sense is
not covering
fucking
up,
gone.
Not dabbing, not doing nothing.
Yeah.
All right, Greg. Let's. We don't want to beat the dead horse anymore. We know what we know right now, and our viewers, by the time they watch this, they're gonna know more than we do. Hopefully, they're actually going to reputable sources to get that information. But given that probably by the time this thing is is live on the air, whatever you want to fucking call it when it's a podcast on YouTube and Spotify, they're probably gonna be quarantined. Greg, if let's just scenario, you're not sick, okay? And you're in quarantine for at least 2 weeks. What kind of shit are you doing all day?
Well, honestly, I think people are really overreacting with quarantine as long as you have food and water.
Yeah, they're
not
gonna be like, you have to stay indoors. You can't go to the dude. They're gonna let you go. Same thing like Italy. We're gonna be able to go to the fucking store and get some motherfucking food and bring it right back home.
Yeah, but even so, like if you have to stay home all day, like it's pretty much like being at home during a power outage, but you have power. So you can still do everything.
Seriously.
You can play video games, like all those movies that I've been wanting to watch.
What are you? I'm not asking what other people are to do. What am
I doing?
Gonna do, dude?
Oh, what I'm doing is I'm gonna be playing video games. A lot of video games.
What video games these days are you munching on?
Well, I have to finish Fallout 3 because I've been playing that for like a year and a half still.
You're still playing that? Oh my god, dude.
It's too good.
Oh, damn.
And then I'll probably play some board games because I haven't played board games in a long time. Like I'll play like a week-long game of Risk and actually finish it. I'll play some Monopoly with like an absorbent amount of money so that like it just lasts forever. We'll just do all kinds of weird stuff.
Oh my god. I feel it.
I used to be at a sports camp where we used to make up games and like we would play them with each other. So we'll probably just make something up, or play like a super long poker tournament or something.
That's a good idea. Fuck, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I plan on one thing. I've been telling Cherie is like, if this happens and we're like quarantined together, I'm gonna teach her how to use Photoshop, which is like
that's good.
The perfect fucking time. Yeah, show her some skills. The perfect time to like sit down and be like, there is no distractions at all.
Yeah.
You literally can't go do anything else. Sit down. We're gonna learn how to use Photoshop, or she's gonna learn how to use. But yeah, dude, she's been wanting me to teach her, help her out with that for a long time. So I'm definitely gonna do that. God, what video games do I have to play right now? I'd really like to, I want to get as close to 100% on Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's like impossible to get 100% basically. But I want to get really close. I have a bunch of DLC, so I want to like beat all the downloaded content.
Yeah, and they just updated Call of Duty, so we'll be able to play the new format.
God, yeah.
So you and I will be on there.
That's true. Yeah, we'll be playing a lot of. Hey, I should just drop my Twitch name right now. It's Chaz Magic, CHAZMAJIC. If you guys are all fucking quarantined and I'm quarantined, we're all in this fucking thing together. Come watch me, Greg, Alex, John, Max, any combination of those 5 people, dude. We'll probably be playing that game on Twitch.
Probably.
And we'll be laughing our asses off, man. It's gonna be great. Well, we'll be laughing and also still slightly worried about coronavirus, but
yeah.
My parting words for you guys, after someone who I've had to look at this information all day long for the past couple days. It's just part of my job to be watching the news constantly. The things that you can do the best to keep yourself safe, and this is real, true, honest knowledge that doesn't come from some fucking conspiracy site. Make sure you drink your water, dude. Get your hydrating fluids in you. That doesn't mean only Gatorade, man. Drink water, fucking lukewarm water. It helps get everything that's currently in your nose to not stay there, because when you're breathing in that stuff, it goes into your lungs, whereas when you're drinking it, it'll go into your stomach and it dies there. So that's one. The other thing is to make sure if you're on quarantine or not, whatever, seriously get your rest, dude. Sleeping is super fucking important. Think about those 8 hours, dude. It's super important for you to get those. Anything else, make sure to if you have medication, make sure you keep taking that medication, of course. Eat healthy, man. Eat healthy. If you feel like you really want to go work out, gym's really tough right now because they're definitely like cesspools for other stuff anyway, let alone coronavirus. So don't be afraid to do some push-ups at your house, do some sit-ups, figure out ways that you can go online, dude. We're gonna have plenty of internet, that's for damn sure. Go online and look at what you can do at home to like still keep in shape, dude. As long as you keep your body moving, you're eating healthy, you're really doing all that you can do right now. Surgical masks don't do shit. We've already talked about that. You got to get the very specific kind. I forget what that is called, but it has a little breathing tube right here, and it fits, and it's tight fitted around your actual mouth and nose. Those are good.
Use hand sanitizer if you have to, but wash your hands if you can.
Thank you. Yes.
Because hand sanitizer will leave all the shit on your hands still. If you wash it off, it won't be on your hands anymore. Yeah. So wash your hands if you can. Use hand sanitizer if you have to. Yeah,
hand sanitizer in a pinch, but always wash your hands. Make sure you do your 20 seconds. I don't give a fuck what song you're singing. I'll be singing, whoa, and the color of
every time, every podcast, you got to drop a whoa.
No, I'll be singing some shit like that. That's pretty much it, man. Make sure you watch your movies too, man. There's a lot of movies that go watch Parasite.
Yeah. And do your own research. Make sure you're getting it from reputable sources.
Yeah, again. Nail that one again.
Keep up with the news.
Yes, please do. And don't go down the Twitter rabbit hole finding out if some guy was trying to report information from China and they killed him or something like that.
Planted this or some shit.
Yeah, man, it's not healthy for your brain, dude. You gotta. There's no way to live. The way to live is to keep yourself healthy and keep your mind healthy as well. So. Sudoku and crosswords, man.
Play some Yahtzee or something.
Yeah, exactly. Gambling is great because you're thinking with numbers all day long.
Yeah, exactly. So you have plenty of time to do that.
Right, yeah. So thank you guys for joining us on our second coronavirus update episode. I know we didn't talk about something that is really pertaining to that's life, but right now, coronavirus, that's life. Okay? That sucks, but it is. So anyway, thanks, Greg. Shit. I'll talk to you later, man. Hopefully the next time we talk won't be all quarantined. Stay safe out there, everyone.